Hey everybody, welcome to Pink Shade. How you doing? It's Tuesday. It's TLC Tuesday, and I'm here with Kimberly, and we're ready to talk about the season finale of Before the 90 Days. It's season 7, episode 19, Never Let Me Go.
Is it considered the season finale when we still have reunions?
Yeah, season
Okay.
finale. Last episode.
Okay.
Then we have 4-part reunion coming up, guys. And also
Wait,
don't
4?
4.
I thought it was 3.
Nope, it's 4. And so, also don't forget, guys, that the only day of the year that Matt Sharp takes a break is the Super Bowl. So that's coming up. So there won't be an episode on the Super Bowl day. So you and I'll have to come up with something to fill that spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're not talking about football.
Yeah, I think we'll just do a play-by-play of the Super Bowl. Will everybody like that? Everybody will enjoy that?
You could teach me. I don't know the rules.
I don't either. Every time I see something on football, I'm like, wait, I don't understand because it looks like, and Dave's like, just stop. It's too late for you. It's too late. We've been doing this for 30 years. Like, same with basketball. I'm like, it looked like to me that guy bumped into that guy.
Right. Like you're going to come in as a total novice and
Yeah.
fix a mistake that was made by a professional ref or something. Yeah.
But I mean, John played basketball for 10 years. And
that's true. Yeah.
But I still don't understand the rules. I'm just like, I don't understand I'm always like, what happened? What happened? Asking the people around me. Nobody wants to sit by me at a sporting event.
The other moms, I think.
I am. And then John made a shot. I'm like, he did? Oh, I missed it. Talking to my friend about another friend. Somebody's getting a divorce. We got to chat about it.
That would be my only good part of being a mom. Like I have no interest in being a mom, but I'm interested in mom gossip.
Oh yeah, mom gossip is the best. I will tell you that today, this is going to be on video, guys. I've decided we're going to do it on video, and Kimberly and I are here. We put a little makeup on for you.
Just a little.
We got our cameras.
We don't need much.
I just need this StreamYard light filter, and I'm good to go. I recorded with Amy Phillips a few days ago, and she uses something else called like eCam. I have no idea what it is she uses, but I got onto it, and I was like, I don't enjoy this no filter situation. I need a filter at all times. I don't. She's like, what do you use that has a filter? I was like, get on StreamYard. You could blur yourself completely.
Yeah
no nose if you don't want to. Just take the whole face off.
That girl on Love After Lockup that I was just listening to you and Keisha talk about.
Which one?
The girl with the curly hair. That's very cute.
Yes.
But like those photos, that was nothing like her. It was like mahogany.
Yes. So blurred.
Confuso.
Yeah. Her name is Kaylee, and she has like her eye color has changed. Like everything is
just
changed.
like a no nose, like just gone like Voldemort or something. Like she just can do it. You can do anything you want.
You can do anything you want. And I realized the other day that I was paying for an app called Snow, which I guess means a couple of things. Number one, you could snow people with your looks because it's like so not what you look like. You could do anything. And I realized I'd paid for it for a year. It expires in the summer. I think I paid like $30 for the year or something. I was like, why am I not using this more to make myself look better? Dang. Yeah.
Never heard of such a thing.
Me either. I forgot that I subscribed to it. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was something about cocaine.
Maybe that too.
Like where to find the best cocaine?
Yeah, maybe that's the back part of that app that I don't know about.
Yeah.
I'm just using it to whiten my teeth and whatnot.
Cocaine does that too, I think. You just smear a lot of cocaine on
people. Yeah. I did buy some TikTok white powder that's supposed to like make your teeth really white, but I haven't used it enough to get any conclusions on it. So
okay, let me know.
I will.
I have sensitive teeth, so I have trouble. So always looking for a recommendation.
Sensodyne makes a whitening toothpaste, but I don't think it does anything.
I don't think the toothpaste do that much for me.
I don't either. I don't know. I think you have to really go and get them whitened, and like, who wants to do that? Who has the time and the money? Unless your teeth are really, really yellow from like years of smoking or coffee or whatever. Then if that makes you feel good, you should do it. But it's expensive. It's expensive. Ugh. I got a little tickle on my nose like I'm going to sneeze. You guys, here in the DC area, I think at our house, we have about 6 to 7 inches of snow. We didn't measure it, but it's very exciting to wake up
Not
to
cocaine.
No, No, not 6 to 7 inches of cocaine, 6 to 7 inches of snow from the sky that fell into our yard. And it's beautiful. I love to look at it when the big fat flakes are coming down. It's really pretty, and the power didn't go out, knock on fake wood. And yeah, here's hoping.
I went to the beach yesterday and there were girls in bikinis.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
weird.
Hmm.
Weather. So
Hmm.
weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Keisha said, because I was asking Keisha in Houston when we recorded for Love After Lockup, and she said that when they wake up in the morning, it could be 30 or 40, but by the afternoon, it's like 75. I was like,
Mm,
what? What? How nice.
that does sound nice.
Yeah. I think right now it's like 18 with the wind chill. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. But we haven't had a big a snow or a cold snap like this in a long time.
I
So,
think it's
we'll,
nice to have it
yeah.
like once a year.
Yeah, it's nice to have it once a year, and then hopefully it'll go away by the time we are leaving to go to Jamaica. I don't want another snowstorm to come in and ruin that situation.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope, nope, nope. We are flying through Miami, so at least we're going in the right direction. We did have some choices to like fly through Philadelphia to get to Jamaica. I was like, that's going the wrong way. Why would we do that?
Hmm.
But anyway, we're doing it. So, guys, next week, just as a reminder, next week, it'll be on Monday. It'll be Keisha and Amy of Little Miss Recap covering Love During Lockup. And it will be Kimberly and Matt of Reality Gaze covering this show before the 90 days. It'll be Tell All Part 1 that you guys are
Oh
going
my
to cover.
God. I better contact that boy.
Yeah, the two of you need to work on a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm more of a last minute planner. I get overwhelmed if it's more than a week in advance.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and contact him today. I think it'd make him ease his mind.
Okay.
Okay. And then for the rest of this week, on this Thursday, I have Kiki Monique, who has a great Instagram called The Talk of Shame. And she also does Reality Checked on Radio Andy. I think she does that maybe once a week or so. She's over on there.
Amazing.
She doesn't do it all 5 days, but yeah, that was Amy Phillips' old show. So yeah, Kiki Monique, you probably already follow her, Kimberly.
I'm checking right now.
Yeah, the Talk of Shame is her thing. She has really curly, cute hair, and
Oh yeah,
and she's great. So I'm excited to talk
I'm
to
following
her.
now. I did not follow, but now I am.
Oh yeah, she's got all the scoop, and she covers, not just like Bravo stuff. She covers a lot of like the Diddy stuff or what's going on in pop culture. I think she went to like Jen Shaw's trial. She does stuff like that. Yeah,
Love it.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get into it without further ado.
So excited. Let's do this.
Season 7, episode 19, Never Let Me Go Before the 90 Days.
I did not Google to see what book that is.
Great.
Sorry.
You fail us on episode 19.
I know.
You get 18 books you looked up, but this one you couldn't bother.
Couldn't bother.
Because your Chiron here under your name is, when will this be over? And your answer is 4 more episodes.
I know. I don't want it to seem like I'm not grateful to be on this podcast and to talk about this show, but everyone knows, I think by now, that towards the end of the season, I get so sick of these people.
Yeah. I do too, and I get very excited for what's coming next with like a new batch of crazies. If it's not a happily ever after, then we get very excited. It's brand new people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is a science fiction novel.
Never Let Me Go. It's a science fiction novel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's won a lot of awards.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Well, we're starting off with
human cloning.
Oh.
I can't think of one person on the show I would want to clone.
You know what? Let's don't start off with Niles and Matilda. Let's don't do that because that makes it too heavy on the MP. So let me just
no one wants that.
And nobody wants to hear me talk.
You're not listening to this
much.
podcast for Mary Payne. That's crazy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So also I did get asked before I walked into this room if my husband's ski mask and ski pants were in this closet. And I said, no, I went and looked. But then I wrote back, I said, look, I looked in the closet. I don't see them. I am 5'4". These are 8-foot ceilings. So I don't know. There could be something up there that I could not see. So if you want to come in when I'm recording and look, you can, but please be very, very quiet. So if he comes in, I'll let you guys know. I can't turn the camera to show him because then you would see the mess of my office. And
right.
I like to pretend that.
To see.
I like to pretend that everything right
I've
behind me
still
is
never
what's
seen
going on.
it.
No, you don't want to. I have my organizer girl coming in about 2 weeks, and we're gonna this is gonna be.
I should do that because I still have one box of like decorations that I still haven't hung. And I've been here 6 months.
Yeah, I know.
So maybe I just need a professional to come and help me.
Yeah, I think that's great. I think that's what I'm doing, and I've just decided to throw money at the problem. January is all about fresh starts, and it's a great time to swap out the skincare products weighing your skin down in favor of a routine scientifically proven to transform your skin at the cellular level. Something today's sponsor, OneSkin, knows all about. Their products are powered by OS1, which is a proprietary peptide the four founders, who were all skin longevity scientists, developed after testing 900 other peptides. And it's scientifically proven to switch off the aging dysfunctional cells that cause lines, wrinkles, and thinning skin. Hello, I have all of those things. Not only that, OneSkin's products are packed with nourishing ingredients that I cannot pronounce to naturally boost your collagen, reduce inflammation, and protect skin from environmental stressors while being totally free of irritants like sulfates and fragrance. Are you ready to detox your routine, improve your skin health, and look your best? Head over to oneskin.co and use code Pink Shade at checkout for an exclusive 15% off your first purchase. Y'all know I've been using OneSkin, the face topical supplement and the eye topical supplement for a long time. I use both of these things first thing in the morning and last thing at night. I put it on my bare face because if you have other things you just love and you don't want to get rid of, that's fine. You put OneSkin on under it and then whatever you want on top. It's made a huge difference, you guys. It's because of that collagen boosting thing they've got in there. I don't know how it works. I just know it works. OneSkin was founded by and is led by an all-woman team of skin longevity scientists. OneSkin is redefining the aging process with their proprietary OS1 peptide, the first ingredient proven to help skin look, feel, and behave like its younger self. Get 15% off with code PINKSHADE at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code PINKSHADE. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and say we sent you. Invest in the health and longevity of your skin with OneSkin. Your future self will thank you. Okay, so once again, so let's start with Sunny. Okay, Sunny and Vea. Didn't muck it up this time. So they look at this cake that they're going to bring to go see dad. I don't understand this. They're going to go have tea, but they're going to take a cake. They're going to try to manipulate him with cake.
Yeah, that was like a restaurant, right? So they're bringing their own cake to a like, okay.
And maybe that's a thing, but as Angela and Michael said, don't try to manipulate me with cake. And I think that Sonny's dad must be a big fan of cake for them to think this is the thing. This is the thing that will woo him over.
I don't know if Sonny even knows his dad. Like,
no,
he wasn't even there. And then Sonny's dad is not impressed by the cake. So I feel like Sonny misled Vea with the cake. Like,
about everything. How about
anytime Vea does anything wrong in this country, it's Sonny's fault because he should have told her.
Correct. And even dad is saying that.
Yeah. Or Google. She could have Googled things.
She can't do anything with those nails. She can't do anything with those nails. So I think as she's been there, she's changed them because they're getting longer.
They are and more rounded. So I think she got them done somewhere. And I don't know how good that place was.
The top of them now have a divot in them like a half moon.
Yeah.
I took a picture of it because I was like, if my physical therapist came at me this way, I'd be like, no. Can I see that guy over there?
No.
Don't touch me. So, all right. So
we think she's just a tech or something, right? Or is she a student, a physical therapy student?
I don't know because we had the bunkie that looked up in the physical therapist database of the United States, and she does not appear in any capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe she works at the front desk, and that's fine. She's got a job.
Yes, absolutely.
But those nails. Okay. So they look at this cake, and she's in leggings, like a midriff top, and a ripped jean. She loves that ripped jean jacket. And he goes, "You cannot be wearing this. You're going to have to change." And she's like, "Okay, Sonny, I'll take off the tank top. That's fine." And then she says, "Hey, listen, I know this is hard for you and I appreciate you a lot. So will you carry the cake?" And in the talking head, she says, "Chocolate puts dopamine in your brain, so you can't be mad." All right. That's her. All right. Maybe she drugged the cake. She's
Smart.
like, I just put a half a Xanny in his piece and just thought maybe he'll relax.
That's actually smart.
So they go and meet with dad. So they zoom in strangely. They always zoom in on strange things on this show. And I'm always like, what are they trying to tell us? They're zooming in on her very, very white sneakers. Her sneakers look brand new, like she has not worn them the entire trip.
Those white sneakers, everyone has those on these shows. Like that's like the in thing to have really white sneakers.
Yeah. Yeah. I recently got some new Hokas. Hokas are my favorite
Yeah,
sneaker.
I love Hokas. Yeah.
And I got some and they were white because I was like, well, maybe white's the thing. And they have kind of blue on the background. They're no longer white because I walk the dogs in them. I do not go in the dirt or anything, but just being outside.
Yeah. I don't know what these people do. They like own sneakers that are just for display. But I don't.
Yeah. And then they like wipe them down every night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't understand. Also, the song they're playing is Welcome to the Real World. Grow yourself a pair. And I was like, balls or eyebrows?
Because that's not needed here. Not needed.
They do need 2 eyebrows.
Yeah.
Hair.
What they need is tweezers. So they're getting very nervous and the dad arrives and she goes, hi, we brought you a cake. And dad says, I feel very cross because she walked out that day. In American culture, maybe that's fine. But in our culture, it's shown as disrespect. And it doesn't matter what size or what cake they bring, it was still disrespectful. So, and he's not interested in the cake at all. So they're having tea. Now, s7e starts to talk and says that, says, hey, she wants to apologize to you. And dad says, well, then she should talk, not you. Later, he tells her to shut her hole and not talk.
Yeah, she's supposed to do whatever he wants at each moment.
When she speaks is according to s7e's dad.
Yes, yeah. He gets to control it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he says, you should talk. And then she does talk. And he says, stop talking.
Yeah.
So she says, okay, well, just wanted to tell you that I apologize. And that was rude when I got up. And, it wasn't your fault or anything, but I felt like my religion and my tattoos were being attacked. And I felt uncomfortable. And so I just needed to clear my head for a mental health. I have anxiety. And so that's why. And he literally goes, I don't know what that is. I don't care. I just want to make sure it doesn't ever happen again. Can you guarantee it won't? And she goes, no, so I can't predict when I'm going to get anxiety, but like, I hope it never happens again. And then dad just looks right at her and s7e and goes, it's too late. You know that, right? And she goes, what do you mean for too late for what? He says, too late for an apology. He says, I was so disappointed in that first meeting. s7e, what do you say? And s7e goes, look, I think you should forgive her because she's not familiar with our culture. She's different from us. She's doing her best. And she is saying she's sorry. And,
finally, s7e is like standing up for her and saying something.
He's like, she's not familiar with the culture. She's different than we are. She is doing her best, which I thought was like 3 really good points.
Yes.
And he says, she's saying she's sorry. And he says, look, when I'm with her, she makes me feel like we have bonding together, is how he describes it. And Vea goes, yeah, I just want the family to be able to accept our relationship. And dad, again, now acts like she's not speaking.
Yeah.
And he says to s7e, so she's a foreigner. What's your plan? And so she continues to talk because she thought she was allowed. And she goes, so yeah, like if we get married, he would come to America. And so dad just looks at both of them and s7e goes, okay, so I did something and I don't want to hide anything. We got engaged. And dad says with a smile, like, are you kidding me? He says, you're going to get married? No, I don't think so. And he says, you made a mistake. You did not talk to me about it first. So, okay, she's going to convert. So the first problem is s7e didn't talk to his dad about it. But if he would have talked to his dad about it, his dad would have said no. So she says, so
also,
dad
why
said,
is all this respect owed to this man who left him as a child?
I really don't even understand why that doesn't continually get brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that okay? But this is not okay.
She walked away from the table. You walked away from your family, sir.
It went to another country.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she says, okay, so well, when s7e proposed, he said, I don't have to convert. And dad looks over at s7e with this smile on his face, like, you fucking idiot. And he looks at him like, this idiot son of mine. And so s7e goes, look, I know our culture doesn't like this, but if she doesn't want to convert, I'm not going to make her. It's fine. And dad says, I don't like it. And s7e goes, well, you can't make someone change who doesn't want to. And dad says, you have to convert. You have to make her understand. And so then in the talking
I
head
didn't like
outside,
make her understand.
I
Felt
don't like any of
I don't
this.
like any of this.
So in the talking head, dad says, it's unacceptable. It's wrong. It's not good. The woman has to follow the man. And if anyone knows that s7e has a Christian wife, it will be shame upon s7e and it will be shame on my family. Okay, so now we're getting to the bottom of this.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like Jenny and Submit.
Shame on the family. Everybody will be talking about it in in their
The
community.
village will shun us.
Yeah. Yeah. And Submit and Jenny, really, they lived in that village. And it was very, very tight and everybody knew everything about everybody. So literally their neighbor would not speak to them.
Yeah.
More extreme than this, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So dad says, look, it doesn't work like that. So maybe you'll have to go your way and she'll have to go her way. You know what I'm saying? And she goes, so what are you saying? He has to choose between me or you. And dad goes, yeah, I am. Of course. Yeah.
Which is what s7e has been telling her this whole time.
I don't know why she thought her being cute in a sweatshirt with her arms crossed and bringing a chocolate cake was going to be any different than the week before when she had on traditional outfit and all that. I mean, he wasn't even nice to her then.
No.
And so
he's never going to be nice to her.
He's never. And so he says, Papa, she's going to be with me forever. And the dad says, do you know what you're saying? And they just kind of all sit there quiet and stare at each other. And dad says, don't count on me for anything in the future. Now, remember, s7e works at his dad's store.
That's true.
Which is what I said.
Yeah. Is he going to be fired?
Don't tell him until you're on the plane.
Yeah.
Literally pack up and get on an airplane and say, I'm at the airport. They can't do anything to you then.
I hate this dad and his little elf face. I can't.
Me too.
Just want to smack him.
I do too.
And also he's so like, women are so beneath us and, emotional. And he's the one who's still butthurt because she walked away from a table. Like, yeah, get over it.
But I have a question. Was there a pillow talk this week? Because I didn't get a chance to look. There is.
Was.
Okay.
I didn't get to watch it yet, though.
Okay,
at least my DVR said it did, but last week it
said it did, and it was the wrong one. So I haven't looked, but
no, there was one because they're celebrating New Year's Eve. Because I saw something at the very end.
Okay,
with, Emily and Kobe, and they were celebrating New Year's Eve. Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I'm hoping Ashley and her mom are on there just ripping this little elf for filth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping.
This little unibrowed elf
with the giant forehead. This fucker. Yeah, like he's a prize. Okay. Yeah. So Vega kind of cries a little bit, and s7e looks at her and goes, I told you this would happen. And so dad has gotten up to walk away, and he says, he's a nice person, but I have to talk to him slowly about this. So I think what he wanted, he doesn't appear to be nice. He doesn't appear to be very respectful to s7e's fiance. So in the talking head, he says, I grew up without my dad and I just rebuilt the relationship and I don't want to lose him now. But can we just go back to when you grew up without your dad? Your dad left your family in another country.
Yeah. He's so still desperate for his dad's approval.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It really is sad. So they go outside. The dad is still standing there. I guess production kind of like slowed the car coming to get him just to see if they could get one more scene out of this guy. My husband just walked in and scared me to death if you saw me jump. So they go outside. The dad is still standing there. And he says, Father, don't be angry with me. I made a mistake. I'm in love with her and she loves me. And dad goes, I get it. When you're in love, you're blind. You forget about your parents and your father. And she goes, but we didn't forget about you because we came here. And he says, better not to talk to me. Just talk to s7e. I can't say anything good now. I don't want to see s7e's face now. Let's make this story short. Leave me alone and stay away from me. Wow.
So rude.
So,
I felt so badly for her. And also s7e needs to give her a razor because
you saw it this week, did you?
Oh, I saw it last week. I just didn't.
Okay.
I felt bad saying anything, but now it's so prominent.
Yeah. Her look for the reunion is something, huh?
I didn't catch it.
Oh my gosh.
I can't wait to see what face she has.
Okay. It's a new face and it's a brand new hairdo, which is all that bulbous black hair into two pigtails on top of her head, like a fountain.
Oh my God. I could not figure out who that was even. Who is
Really?
that?
Okay, that's hilarious. That's who that was. Yeah,
Wow.
that's who that was.
That's a
Yeah,
choice.
it's quite a look. Quite a look. Okay, so I'm sorry if you're watching a video, I keep messing with my bangs. I thought I need to just stop. Okay. All right. So dad walks to the car and so she says to son, she goes, "What are we gonna do going forward? Do you still want to be with me? Or do you still love me?" And he goes, "They're so immature. Everything is like, do you still love me? Do you love me 5 minutes from now? Did you love me 6 minutes ago?"
Mm-hmm.
And he says, yes, of course. That's why I did everything. He's like, "I've just literally blown up my entire life for you. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
obviously I love you."
And I'm going to keep rubbing that in your face.
Again, like Kimberly said, when they get married, it'll be like, "Tonight I want tacos." Well, no, I want Italian. And they'll fight about that. Remember the
Yeah.
sacrifice I made.
Yeah. Oh,
So,
wait. Yeah, I get okay. This is to be like, I want tacos tonight. I want Mexican. Well, I really want tacos. Well, why don't I call my dad and see which one that we should have? Oh, I forgot. He's not talking to me because of you.
also, your
We're
dad would say
getting Mexican.
tacos and Mexican are the same thing.
Sorry, I wasn't. Pretend that I just did that whole thing, but I said Chinese.
My husband
Or
did come in.
burgers.
He did retrieve something from this closet that appeared to be way in the back. So
Oh,
I'm
good.
just I'm justifying the fact that I couldn't find it because I'm short.
Gotcha.
Okay. So it's the next day. These people must have spent thousands of dollars on hotels.
Yeah.
They're in a new hotel every time. And they're all nice.
Yeah, but maybe it's not that expensive in Durban. I don't know.
Maybe. So my friend that's on the safari right now, they're about to come back, and the pictures that she sent, I mean, they did a South Africa tour, and then they did spend like 3 days doing a safari. Oh my gosh, the pictures are so crazy. They got to see like hippos coming through the water, like rah, with their mouths open, the baby hippos. And they got to see like the elephants like doing the chain where like the mommies and the babies holding on to like the trunk, holding on to the tail and following. Oh, the pictures are so great. I still don't want to go, but the pictures are incredible.
I wish I
Incredible.
could do something like that here, like without that flight.
Could you go to Animal Kingdom? Do they have that at Disney in LA?
They have, I think, at the San Diego place, they have like a wild park
Yeah.
where it's like they run free.
Yeah.
But I think to get like up close, I don't know how much it costs. Might be worth
Um,
it.
because at the one in Florida, they have at Disney, they have Animal Kingdom, and it's a whole zillion acre, and they is the
Mm,
elephants and it's real, and the lions. Everything is just like, and you go on safari and look at them.
okay.
Yeah. They also try to make you think that the bridge is breaking when you go across the bridge and you're looking for the crocodiles and stuff, and then they do like a floop, like the bridge drops and you're in like this big wagon and you think you're
Like
gonna fall
the
in.
earthquake on Universal Studios
Yeah.
tram ride with the
Yeah.
shark and
Yeah.
everything.
And I didn't know it, and we went on it. Nobody told me. Wasn't funny for me. Okay.
I did not find that amusing.
I didn't enjoy that. So speaking of, I really have anxiety and I don't know when it's going to. Okay. So she's getting ready to leave. They're snuggling in the bed. And this is when I was just like, these nails are insane. So, she tells Sonny that, okay, so remember, guys, she has this terrible backstory that a lot of people found out more about that we won't go into. But basically, she was in a terrible childhood home and was put in foster care. And that's when she went in with like this Amish type of family or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, so she says, it's crazy because even with my parents, I had addiction issues and everything, and they, all that, but they never would just walk out of my life.
I
Well,
mean, I'm
I
sure they
mean,
weren't there a lot, but
it doesn't sound like sounds like you were in foster care, but
yeah,
I think her point is her parents had addiction issues and they still loved their kids and wanted to do better, but they had addiction issues and
right,
but they would never walk out of their life on purpose. They just were
right.
sick people. So and so she said, they would never walk out of my life and say, "Don't talk to me." Like, that's crazy. And he says, "Well, I am the one in the wrong. And, the situation with my father won't be quick and fast. Like, you want it just to be solved like in one take them a cake and it's solved, but it's not going to be quick and fast. And she said, because they think I'm doing the wrong thing, I'm choosing the wrong woman. And she says, well, do you think you're choosing the wrong woman? And he goes, no, of course not. That's why I'm with you. And you promised me you'll stand by me and be with me forever, forever. Remember? Forever. She goes, I know, Sonny, I'll be with you forever. I just want us to have a little cute life somewhere and just like raise some chickens and some goats. And I'll have to cut my nails. So, in the talking head, she says she knows what he did was selfless, but she does worry once she gets back to the States, he's easily influenced by outsiders. And she's worried he will be influenced by his dad and his roommates and stuff. And she can be a supportive fiance, but she can't replace family. And she hopes that she'll be able to fill that void for him by being supportive until he can get to America. I don't have high hopes.
I don't either, because I forgot he has all those friends too.
Yeah.
That are going to peer pressure him.
They're all like, what are you thinking? Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the car, they talk. He has a mustache in the wrong spot.
Maybe they love that about each other. They could line up their little mustache unibrow. I'm so sorry, Vea. You're so pretty. I know
you guys,
it's unfortunate that this happened on your trip.
Tinkle razors cost $4 for a pack of 6. It's real easy. So in the car, they talk about how long the K-1 visa could take. And he says, yeah, when you leave, I have no one. I'll be all alone now. No pressure. Be with me forever. And so they cry at the airport and they hug. And on the talking head at the airport, he says, it's really painful. I feel like the whole world is against us. And I fight with my family and I fight with my friends and I fight with my whole religion for her.
Oy.
Ugh. And he said he's glad he's found someone he can love, but he's scared about what's going to happen after this. And she promised to be with him forever. So he hopes that she'll stick to it. And then he cries and then he watches her walk away. And that's it. That's it. We won't find out more until her crazy hairdo at the reunion.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Maybe
Sean will be like, your voice. Let's discuss.
No,
have you had your vocal cords checked?
I don't know what you're saying. I don't know. It's just like I love Sonny. When it comes to grocery shopping and meal planning, I've got a problem. Everybody in my house is always coming and going, and I never know if I need to serve somebody a full meal, like a little snack or a lunch or a dinner or what. But my problem has been solved thanks to Hungry Root. It is the easiest way to eat healthy and get everyone's needs met in your house. Shopping, planning, and cooking food really can be simple and stress-free with Hungry Root. No kidding. You just tell them about your goals and preferences, and they fill your cart with personalized recommendations that get smarter as they learn more about like what you did and didn't like. There's no high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's food. They only source top quality meat and seafood free of hormones and antibiotics. Okay, so I tried Hungry Root for the first time recently. I love filling out an online form, and they ask so many specific questions about what you need and what the people in your house need. I really felt like my box was put together by my own personal grocery shopper. I'm not kidding. I got a couple of specific recipes and then some amazing snacks and some great breakfast foods that I was able to just pull out for quick breakfast. It was literally perfect. And we liked every single thing they sent, every single thing. Now I can go back in and say what our needs are for next week, right? Do we need more dinners? Do we need less breakfast? Because around here, it changes every week. And that is why Hungry Root is perfect. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, take 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/pinkshade and use code pinkshade. That's hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade, and get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/pinkshade, code pinkshade. Thanks. Okay, let's move on to Niles and Matilda.
Oh boy. Okay. So they finally boned. Yay.
Thank God. And they're going to do it all night long. Do it. Yeah.
So proud of you. Good job. They made it until after the wedding.
Yeah, good for them.
Good for them. They set a goal and they accomplished it.
That's right.
So she wants to go for seconds, and then they start rolling around under the sheets in front of the camera crew. And I heard one of them be like, I'm on top. And I was like,
It
whoa.
was him. He said, "This time I'm on top." Yeah.
This time I'm on top. And then he says, wait, I put a mint in.
Yeah.
So I need to take it out. Apologies while I'm talking.
Okay.
It's one of those like caffeine mints because I felt very like,
whoa, caffeine mint.
Yeah, it's like the amount of coffee.
What's that magic? I don't know about that.
Oh, I love these things. I'll send you some. They're really good.
Okay.
So, and they make different flavors. Very good. So he makes his Niles joke, which is they shouldn't shine a black light in our room. Niles still has that maturity of it. He and Joey
yeah,
would make a lot of penis jokes together.
Yeah.
So then she takes him, he's leaving tomorrow. So she takes him to like a dance performance, dance class type thing to surprise him.
Yeah.
And he says normally the singing and the drumming would be so overstimulating for him, but she loves to dance and it's part of her culture. And he's trying to get better with his triggers and participate in the things that she loves. And I thought that was really sweet.
And their outfits were amazing.
They're matching again.
I know. I loved it.
And he's hopping around like a bunny, like doing like a hop, and then like a, I don't know, it was like a hand jive kind of thing. Yeah. It was very, very funny dancing. And he says, I need to work on loosening up my hips. I was like,
there was a joke right there. He didn't even.
Yeah, you could have some more rounds in the hotel room.
Yeah.
So they go to lunch and they're talking about the future. And the good news is he already has a replacement job as a peer advocate lined up, just like he promised. A man of his word really doesn't belong on this show. Like, why are you on this show, Niles? You keep your promises?
I mean, he does lie a lot, but
he does lie a lot.
He's getting better. He's getting better.
I'm just thinking of Lauren, who's probably promised a lot of jobs, and
that guy.
So she wants to know why he was fired from the old job. And he says, they just said my services aren't needed anymore. And they didn't give me a reason. She's not sure if she believes that because he's lied so many times. And he said, I have been afraid to tell you the truth in the past. And she says, afraid of what? Am I a lion? I thought that was really cute. And it's like, well, to him, you kind of are that scary sometimes, even though she's not at all. Like, we've never seen her lose her temper really like that badly.
Not if it wasn't warranted.
Exactly.
No, we've never seen her just lose her shit. I mean, there's many times she could have.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I think after that Mr. Ark conversation in the cab, that was the worst she's been. And that was justified.
And that was justified. Yes, totally.
So he says, I was afraid you wouldn't love me anymore or think of me as less of a man, which is sad.
But she did say after they were talking about when they first did it, she was like, now I know he's a real man, or he could show me he's a man. I was like, oh my God.
Goodness gracious.
Wow.
So she says, I love you no matter what. And I'm your wife now. And you can tell me the good things and the bad things. And so he promises that he's going to stop masking and
it's going to try.
He's going to try.
Yeah.
So they are packing his suitcase. Very cute. They're just cute together. They just seem very natural together.
Yes,
like
I love
a normal couple. You know,
get her to the States. They need to be together.
Yeah. So she says, I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss your sex. And he says, if I had a shrink ray, I would use it on her to make her small and put her in my suitcase and bring her to America.
They love to squish each other. Squishy, squishy. Yeah.
They do the squishy, squishy. And I was like, okay, so it's just the face thing. It's not in regards to sex.
Yeah.
And then she prays for his safe travels and she starts crying in the taxi. And then she's crying at the airport. Like, she really loves him. Those were real tears that would even pass my A Date with Dateline interrogation room real tears test.
Yes. Like, I agree. Yeah.
Those are real emotions.
Yeah.
So she's like, who's going to make me happy and take care of me? And his squishy, no one's going to do that to me. And she does this. So she wasn't even talking about sex again. It's just the face. We made it all dirty.
No, it's just the squishy, squishy face. Yeah.
So Niles says she's the most beautiful and kind woman in the world, and she loves me the way I am. And so, like, that's given him a lot of self-confidence. It's very sweet. Mm. And then, so he leaves, and she's ugly crying, and it's so sweet.
It's very sweet. I know. And, you know, it's pretty rare on this show that we're just like, nothing to see here, folks. These are
Yeah.
just two people that love each other, that
Yeah.
got married, that want to be together, you know?
I would watch them on happily
Too.
because see how like his autism spectrum disorder factors into their relationship, her assimilating into America, his family not
Hmm.
approving could be
Once
very
they
interesting.
once they meet her, they've got to love her.
She's so lovable.
She's so lovable. How could they not love her? They are young though. I mean, he's 27, she's 23, so maybe that's
Yeah.
part of it too. I don't know, but
Yeah.
when you know, guys. When you know,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, Okie dokie. Let's see here. Let's move on to Vanya and Bojo and Zhishko. Bozo, R.I.P. Um, okay. So we pick up where we left off last week, where she's meeting with her cousin son-in-law on the beach and she's crying, going, I'm heartbroken again. So she tells the story and says, he came over to visit for those 10 days and we had such a great time. And then we had established a routine of our phone call in the morning and the phone call in the evening. And then he stopped doing the phone calls in the evening. So I just asked him if we could just have consistency in our communication. And he said, you're being needy. I don't like this. And hung up on her. Whoa.
I mean, that's too many phone calls for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
What is there to say every morning? I slept
Did you sleep well?
fine. Did you have any dreams? And then the person tells you their dreams, which is a nightmare for me.
Just here's what I'm going to do today. Yeah.
Yeah, it is so boring. I can't. No.
Yeah.
No, thank you. That's why I'm not married.
You could text in the morning and just be like, hope you are having a good day. Call me. I'll be ready to talk to you around 6 or whatever is their routine.
And then you got to check up, like, how was your day? What did you do?
Yes, Kimberly, you do have to do that. Yes, you do.
No, thank you. Hard pass.
Oh my God, I'm so nosy. If I hear my husband like on a conference call or something, I'll be like, ooh, what was that about?
See, I'm just not interested enough.
Seems like something got heated back there.
Okay, if there was gossip, yes, then I would want it. Yeah.
I get so mad when I'm like, ooh, so-and-so and so-and-so, I heard her getting a divorce. What's the story? He goes, I don't know. He just said that that she left and they're getting a divorce. I go, and what else? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, oh my God.
Part of the reason Katie married Oliver is because he's very good at that sort of thing. He's interested in gossip. And after a party, he will he will evaluate
yes.
And
like you have to
that happened. Yeah. I can't think of the word that I'm trying to do for that.
Debrief.
Yeah. So that's disappointing to hear about your husband.
He will debrief after a party sometime.
Okay.
Sometime he'll debrief after a party. But if it's something like somebody he knows and that I know as well, just tangentially through him, but I've known him for 20 something years and I hear they're going to get a divorce, I'd like to know what happened.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's obvious what happened, but I'd like to hear it be said out loud because he was obvious? I was like, he's a complete troll and she's like a complete beauty queen. And she obviously married him for money and is very, very rich now and has 2 kids. But did he realize that? No, he's like, I don't know. She left. And because I was asking about this guy, I go, oh, I've got their address to send the Christmas card. Should I send it? And he goes, no, he didn't live in that house anymore. I was like, uh-oh. Also, I think he was a terrible absentee husband and workaholic. Okay. Hard on the eyes, too. Got to tell you. Hard to look at. Hard to look at.
Sonny's dad.
Worse. Okay. So he hung up on her. You're being needy. He hangs up on her. And then they don't talk for 5 days. So, and 5 days later, he sent her a text and asked to talk. But I think it's good for her to not reach out for 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
should have. Yeah.
Yes. And he sent her a text and asked to talk and says, look, I don't think I could be with you. You don't have motherly instincts and I have a child. He said, I can't be with you because you're not motherly. Okay. So she says in her talking head, she says, the breakup came as a complete shock. I had no idea. And I thought the next day he would call and apologize for saying that to me, but he hasn't. And I haven't heard from him since. And like they were literally talking about him moving to the United States and then getting married.
Mm-hmm. I felt like there was more to the story that we were missing.
So, and I think we found out a little bit, but not all.
Yeah.
And so she says, the only thing I can think of is that when he was here, we talked about the relationship, of course, and we talked about what our fears were. And I told him mine, which were I spent so many years building this life and wanting to travel and do all this. And I never thought I would take care of a child. And it has to be like a mind switch for me. It would be a big change. But that's what I'm doing. And
Yeah.
she was honest. And she also, had told him to think about a former situation she had where she was engaged to someone and they broke up and she had to like never speak to the child again who she'd been with for years.
And that shows that she has motherly instincts because
Right.
she
She
was
didn't just not care.
no, yeah.
Yeah. That's why
I
my
feel like
Chiron is I don't hate children. Yeah.
I feel like it's possible she wanted to talk on the phone a lot and he has this child and so maybe he was like I can't right now because the baby needs to eat and she got annoyed or something and then he's like the child always comes first and she doesn't get that. So I felt like there was more.
Yeah, there could be. And maybe we'll find out at the reunion. So, and she goes, it's so hard, like to forget all the good times and just like think that it's over. And then she starts crying and she goes, the fact that we were intimate, makes it worse. Um, Now she has a trip that she had already planned coming up to Croatia. And she says, and this whole trip is supposed to be about meeting his family, me meeting his son. And so I don't even know. Should I just cancel the trip? Maybe I should just like reach out to see if I should even go. And in the talking head, she says, I feel like it's not fair that he did that way. And if I just had a chance to meet his son, of course I would fall in love with the child. I have so much love to give, and he knows that about me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I should cancel my trip. I don't know if I should still go. I don't know what I should do. But I hope if I talk to him again, he could see the potential in me and in our relationship, which is like really sad because she's like, obviously like, oh, he thinks I'm a bad person, which
Right.
is, which obviously she's not.
Also,
So,
I don't particularly care about children, but I'm not a bad person.
no, you're not.
I'm not gonna like kick a child or something. Like I would take
Okay,
care of
well,
a
that's good.
child.
That's good, Kimberly. That's good.
Like I would take care of a child. Like I just don't want a child.
Yeah, I'm glad to know you wouldn't kick a child.
Like I'm
Okay.
not a bad person. I would comfort a crying child.
Okay, we're taking it one step further.
I would
Okay,
hug them. I would give them food if they needed it, like
good.
whatever they need.
It's
I would
nice.
take care of them.
Okay. So Sonalus is like, I don't know. I don't know if you should reach out. Like, I don't know what you should do. Okay, so now we see her and she's in her belly dancing get up. And she's at a gig in the middle of the day in a belly dancing outfit. And
Yeah, it was in the
which is
middle of the day. Yeah.
strange. And so it's been 2 weeks since he ended it. And she sees that he sent her a text. So she goes, okay, well, here we go. So she calls him and they do,
At the
how are you?
restaurant.
Yeah, at the restaurant.
So
She goes
weird
outside
to have like
porch.
a girl like doing the dancing and the shaking, and then like you see her on her phone breaking up with her boyfriend. It's like go behind backstage. Is there no like green room or something?
No, she's at a restaurant. She'd have to go in the
Go in the
kitchen.
kitchen or something.
Yeah. So they do a, how are you? How are you? And he seems super quiet. And then he goes, you look amazing. Are you at
She
a
does.
show? And she says, yeah, I'm doing a show at the restaurant, the one where you came, and saw me doing the performance. And so she says, how's your son? And he says, he's great. And it's super awkward. And then she's like, I really miss, hearing about your day. And he says, yeah, I miss the calls too. And you've vanished and it's hard. And she goes, it was sudden and unexpected. And he goes, yeah, I do know that it seemed sudden and harsh. And I felt selfish because, look, I've been leaving my son at my parents', like we thought, at my parents' for a long time. And he's crying when I'm leaving. And it was destroying me. So I had to think about these things. So that makes sense. He's leaving his kid with his parents. He's coming to the States for 10 days at a time. Or if she's in town, he's away from his child. And, he's obviously taking days off work and all that stuff. So she says, well, I just wish you would have given me the opportunity to talk to you, but you just made the decision for us. And he says, no, I made the decision for my son. And then he says, I'm sorry, we didn't talk about possible solutions, but I don't see any. You don't like children, and that's it.
Yeah, that's not accurate at all.
And she goes, that's not fair to say. And he says, well, you talked about how you arranged your house and you don't want to mess up your house or mess up your furniture and you don't want to see kids running around. And I think some of this could be a language barrier because probably she's like, here's what I visioned. I got my house ready in this very medieval times furniture. that's in her house, a very heavy, dark medieval times furniture. And
Yeah,
that's
there's
what I
gonna be a lot
wanted.
of baby proofing that needs
Yeah.
to happen.
And she says, and I saw my vision and I got my house just like I wanted it with my career and everything. And I never saw kids running around. But so that's what he heard. He heard, I don't want to see kids running around. But what she said was, I never saw it in my mind when I
Right.
made these fashion choices in my home, which,
Mhm.
are questionable. And so she says, I remember also, and she's very calm here, I think. She's doing good point counterpoint. She says, yes, but didn't we also talk about changing my dance room into a room for your son?
Yeah, that's
And
sacrifice.
she says, my mind is going in the direction of changing things so it will work. She says, I never got to show you how I could change, and I never got to meet your son. And I told you I was worried if I got to know the child and then we broke up, I would be devastated because that's happened to me before. So that's another reason. So he's listening, and he says, look, I'm not proud of what I did. I'm not proud of ghosting you. And then she smiles like he just said, also, we should get married. Like she is so happy that he
Yeah.
says, I'm not proud of ghosting you.
Yeah.
And she smiles and she goes, oh my gosh, thank you. That means so much. And he smiles and says, it's just so good to see you. And she goes, I know it's been really hard letting each other go. And I was planning to come there to see you and meet your son and your whole family. And now everything's changed. Do you even want to see me or what? And he says, this is a bit all of a sudden. It's been 2 weeks. It's
Yeah.
not, yeah. And so I think this is a bit all of a sudden her saying, I already had this trip planned. Should I come or not? And
Yeah.
him seeing her and getting the emotions, I think is what he means. And he says, I need a day or two to think about it. So, and the talking head, she says, even though we're broken up, I was hoping for a positive reaction. The connection is obviously still there. And if we could just meet up and talk, maybe things could turn around. But I don't want to get my hopes up and be disappointed. So we'll see.
But at the reunion, it's just her there, obviously.
And we see Bojo acting like a real bozo.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see him, but I have to assume he's there. But they probably leave
I think I saw him on the screen.
They put him towards the end, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to Joe and Magamama.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So also his shoulders, they are not straight across.
They are straight across. I was studying them.
I sent a picture and I tagged you in it, and they are sloped like a mountain range.
I was looking at them and they look to me like it looks to me like he put a coat hanger under his clothes. And that's what his shoulders look like. That's what
that
it looks
is
like.
not accurate. Look, I will show you this one.
Okay. All right.
Can you see? Okay.
I mean, they are slightly sloped while he is sitting down. That is true because he's probably slunched like the hunchback.
Also, there's one picture that's like, wow, what's going on?
Yeah, I know. Listen, we can't talk about it.
That's a hunchback. I'm worried for his back health.
Listen, we can't talk about his shoulders anymore. We don't know what's going on.
Get my epidurals in my neck.
I was about to say, yeah. Between the two of us, we have one working back.
Yeah. So it's the next morning. She is still pouting. She's a powder, man. I forget. She's still in early 20s, but she still needs to. You're not a baby.
She pouts a lot.
Stop sticking that lower lip out. I would just like grab it, be like, what are you doing? You're not a baby.
I really felt this episode in particular that she is very genuine in her love for him.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So he's trying to be charming, like, good morning, sunshine. She's just ignoring him. And they're both wearing all black. And I was like, oh God, I hope this relationship is dead. Is this the funeral? Please. So she's like, I'm very upset about jail, which is how she pronounces jail, which is where she used to work, but she quit so she could move to America.
Right.
Full circle.
Yep.
So he tells her how sorry he is for hiding the Jill thing and says, we're just friends. And she again is like, you idiot. I've told you 20 times. It's not about that. It's about the lying.
Right.
And she said, I asked you specifically if you had any history with your friends, and you said no.
Yeah, I mean, she specifically said, have you dated any of your friends? And he said no. This
wasn't a lie by omission. This was point blank asked, and you lied.
Yeah.
And he says, it was a bad judgment call.
Yeah.
And like last week, he was like, yeah, bad timing. Like he just, I can't. He's so dumb. So he's like, I love you and I don't want to lose you. And she says, I love you too. And I was like, oh God, no, it's continuing on.
Yeah.
She's like, I forgive you. It's gonna take more time to trust you again. So they're like back together already. I can't even.
Everything's fine.
And in the meantime, until I trust you again, you can't spend any time with Jill in person, but you can still talk to her on the phone, which
That
seems
was
even more intimate. Like,
it was an interesting caveat. Yeah, for sure.
are they going to still have like long midnight chats on the phone? Like, that's fine with her, but she can't. Okay, it's very weird.
I didn't feel like Jill was a phone friend. I felt she was a hang out by the pool, we're all going to party friend
With other friends.
with
Yeah.
other friends. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's not saying now she has backtracked on you can never see her again. Like,
yeah, good.
Once I trust her again, once I trust you again, then you can be with her in person. And she says, maybe I was overreacting yesterday.
When you threatened
When you
to eat.
said you were going to eat their eyeballs.
Yeah. I would say that's an overreaction.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So unless that's really how you feel.
And you're really going to do it. Mm-hmm.
Are you a cannibal?
Army Hammer is now saying, all that stuff he did, it was just COVID and he was bored and he didn't really want to eat anybody. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine. I would hate to have my personal messages published. So not that there's anything weird going on in there. Actually, I would be fine with it.
I was about to say,
there's nothing weird going on in my
getting
chat.
you to reply to a message is like pulling teeth, and then you write back, sure.
Yeah,
and I'll
fine.
say, I need enthusiasm, and you'll go, sure! !
That's all I got.
That's all she's got, guys.
So she's like, you know what? This is going to be his last chance. Like
this time.
The last time was the last. I told you that their hero shot should be her clinging to his leg. She's never going to break up with him, no matter what he does.
Yep.
So he says, I'm sorry, I was such a jerk. And he felt so badly that morning he went out and he got her a cheap little beaded necklace.
Mm-hmm.
It had no stone, no diamond. It was literally like a surfer would wear, or like something that I could make from Joann's. Like, it's just a string with little tiny beads on it.
It's the thought that counts.
It's a thought that counts. She loves it.
Mm-hmm.
It matches her nails. I do really love the color of her nails. I would like to know what that color is.
I've never noticed it.
They're bright blue, like so bright, and they're long. And it's they look well done. Like, I'm jealous.
Unlike Vea.
Yeah.
Right.
So sorry, Vea.
Sorry, Vea.
So they go to the mountains to go hiking, which is how 1/3 of Dateline start. So I'm glad she's not still mad at him, because just
push him and his shoulders right off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they are one of those annoying couples who hike holding hands, which I've never understood.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Don't you need your arms to swing to get the momentum to get up that hill?
Maybe that's how she's going to just like windmill him right off the...
just came over.
Yeah.
So they go up to this real shepherd, like a full-on shepherd with like a shepherd's cap. It was very like Heidi. It was very cute.
Cool.
And he lets them feed the animals and gives them just huge chunks of cheese as a gift. But I felt like they should pay him, or like offer to pay him. They were huge pieces of cheese.
It was goat cheese, I assume.
Yeah. But no, it didn't look soft though. It looked like not the goat cheese that we have. Like, I'm not sure exactly. It looked great. I love any cheese. Yeah. But they take the cheese, and then they happen to have prosciutto and bread. Like, they're planning to find cheese somewhere. It's like, oh, I happen to have all the accoutrement for this cheese.
Maybe this is a part of the hike. The hike is like, you can hike up, and then there'll be along the way, there'll be little markets or little,
maybe it's like an experience that you pay for.
Maybe they paid $20 to go on that hike, and then that includes the price of the cheese.
Okay. And then hopefully the shepherd is getting compensated.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I'm telling you, this was like a pound or two of cheese. It was a lot of cheese.
Okay. Well, she could take it home and give it to Hattis.
Yeah. So he says, like he's giving her the prosciutto, and he says, these are the hands that just touched the sheep with flies on its face. He's always knows what to say.
Yeah, he does.
So he starts, like, they're being romantic, and she starts hinting full on that she wants a proposal. Like, I hope that this, it's so romantic here on this hill. It would be a perfect time for someone to make a commitment to someone else and promise their love forever to someone else.
No matter how stupid their sunglasses are.
He is the type of guy that would go into a police interrogation with sunglasses pushed up to his forehead, like, which I just saw on a Dateline this past week, is like in interrogation. You don't even push them up on your head.
No, just like
you just push them up to your forehead somehow. Like,
I might be leaving any minute, so I gotta just be ready. Yeah,
you're not being interrogated for a murder. So she's like, I hope you'll show me your commitment soon. Like now, like anytime Mary Payne's doing. How do they stay up? Like, though, that's high even. I feel like they put him lower even.
That won't stay.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, this could make it stay. Yeah. Hi.
Maybe it has to be Ray-Bans or something.
Yeah, maybe,
like the wraparound.
Yeah, these are definitely not Ray-Bans. These are Hey Bunky.
I know, and they're so cute.
Cute. Yeah.
So she's like, I would love for you to show me your commitment. And he says, yeah, I know you want me to propose, and this will be in the very near future.
I liked that he said that. I like that he's telling her what's what. I like that he's giving her acceptable, what's the word I'm looking for? Acceptable hopes and dreams, expectations. Yes.
And because he knows she wants it now, but he's not.
We all know.
And I respect that he's not doing it. He's not caving. Like Niles caved.
Totally.
Like, yeah. Joey's not caving. And he says, now he has a new excuse though. I wouldn't be comfortable proposing to someone who hasn't met my friends and family.
Especially Jill.
I need Jill's approval. But first it was, I would never be comfortable proposing to someone who I hadn't had sex with. But now they've had sex. So now it's, I wouldn't be comfortable until my family and friends meet you.
But I mean, that's a great point. And she's already got a trip planned.
It's already a reasonable point. But because of him, it sounds like an excuse because he had already been using this other excuse of the sex. And then she had sex with him.
He went there, saw where she's from, met her mom.
Yeah.
He met her mom. And so now she needs to come and meet his family and see where he lives. I think it's completely reasonable. And probably that was the plan all along. And I think he's probably got exactly in mind somewhere in Jersey where,
he's good. Yes.
Bruce Springsteen Street. They're going to get engaged. I don't know. Yeah.
I just wish he had said that earlier and not made it seem like it was about the sex so that she would have sex with him.
Mm-hmm. But it worked.
It worked. She got the sex.
And everybody's happy. Yeah.
It is a totally reasonable thing to want your family and friends to meet this woman because they have a lot of concerns about some red flags that have come up.
Yeah.
And that was before the eating of the eyeballs. So there's all this other stuff. So she accepts it. She's like, this prosciutto is great. I accept it. We'll get married. We'll get proposed to eventually. So the next day he says, I'm going to miss you, Magdalena. And I was like, he said the D. He can say the D when it's the full name because 5 seconds later he calls her Magna. So he can't say it when it's the shortened version.
Listen, he's going to need to figure this out because if they get married, you can't be Joey,
I said I don't think that marriage would be legal. The courts would be like, can you pronounce her name? No.
Nope.
That would probably be on the K1 interview process. Like when they do the interview, how do you say her name?
Yeah. It's like It's like Azan and Nicole. She called him Azan, but his name was like Hassan. And she kept saying, me and Asin, where is me and Asin? And he like,
She
I
said his
believe
name the
was like,
wrong name?
yeah, she was just like, me and Asin and my daughter May. Yeah.
His name wasn't Asin?
It was Hassan. But I
Was
guess
he
because she couldn't
was his
say
middle
his
name Asin?
no, no. Mm-mm.
She
It's like
was calling
a lot of these guys are Hassan, Hassan, or Hasan. And I guess somewhere along the line, she couldn't say Hassan. So she was saying Hazan. And so then now it's just Azan. But his name was never, anyway, on the screen, it was Nicole and Azan, but his name was
Yeah.
Hassan. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh my god.
Listen, that was a long time ago. That was when
I'm
our,
still
that
not
was a,
over the poor May and her little iPad. So,
you guys, justice for May. Is she like 12 now? Can somebody check
yeah,
on her? Yeah.
check on May. So, she's folding his clothes. They're all over the place. And he says, do you want to teach me how to fold? Again, dude, you're 33.
He knows
Like,
how to fold.
you almost missed your flight there. I don't think he knows how to fold. He
He does.
overslept and almost missed his plane. He's a child.
But he knows how to fold. He's just like, I don't know how to do it. I'm just a little baby.
Will
Can
you
you
do
help
it for
me? Can you
me?
do it for me?
How is
Yeah.
he a realtor? Still not over that. So Hades, the dog, gives him a kiss goodbye and never bit him on the penis. So
No, but
successful trip.
there was a couple of times where it was a close one.
Yeah.
It was a close one.
So she's like, okay, you're going to go back to work. I will come to visit. You will propose. You'll apply for the visa and we'll get married. She has
The
this
end.
all planned out.
Yeah.
And then she does the pouty face at the airport, just like, I'm a little girl. I'm so sad. And she says, which is gross because he's so much older too. So I just don't like that whole pouty thing because the age difference
Okay.
is
All
a
right.
lot. It's grossed me out. So she says, I can't stay in Poland for that long without a job. So everything's in his hands. He has to get the ball rolling. And I was like, who told you to quit your job?
Also, go get another one.
Get a different job. I don't
yeah.
understand. If
Yeah.
your job wouldn't let you go to America for a couple weeks, then find a different one. Like you're totally able-bodied and you can do it.
All of it.
So they say goodbye, and not that anyone who's not able-bodied, that sounded weird, right? Anyone can get a job. I don't know why I
Yes.
said it like
No,
that.
I know what you're saying. She's
Okay,
she's
thank you.
qualified for more
She's
than one
qualified.
job.
She's young. She's
Yeah.
healthy. She seems to be semi-intelligent. She can do this.
Yeah, I think so.
She works at a prison.
Right. You gotta. Yeah, I think there's probably another prison she could go work at.
Was
It's
that
fine.
a men's prison or a woman's prison?
Unclear.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
So they say goodbye. I was just so glad it's over. Bye bye.
But she did in the airport look so genuinely heartbroken. And we've seen so much of her just having like, I'm going to kill you face, that it was nice to see her looking a little softer.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right. Let us move on to Baby and Baby. Tiger Lily and Adnan.
Her voice accent thing was going on and off.
It was. Yes, it's because it's the Paris Hilton effect. It's like when she's trying to get something she wants, she talks like that, but then she does talk in hand. She's like, listen. So
she sounds like Joey. Where's the gabagool?
So you want some super shoot with your mozzarella. So Tiger Lily and Cruz and Shay are at a playground to look at a playset for the new baby, I guess. I don't know why they're filming here. It's weird.
For her kids too? Like she has these other children.
Again, we don't know. Are they 6 and 8? Are they 8 and 12? Somebody tell us. So she's in a black bodysuit, which she looks incredible. She's visibly pregnant. She's in her second trimester now.
Yeah.
And she tells us that she flew to see him. I don't know if she flew to see him in Jordan or if they met in Turkey again or what, but she like turned right around and got, I mean, she's got money, guys. She's got money.
Mm-hmm.
And surprised him with a necklace that said like, he's reading it. And he's like, oh, it says Adnan. Oh, it says Lily. It says baby. It says baby. And she goes, baby, you're going to have a baby now, baby. And he goes, I know, baby. I'll be father now, baby. They said the word baby 16 times. Okay, baby. So then, Shay and Cruz are like, how's it going with the pregnancy? And she says, I'm obsessed with smells. I have to put on all the perfumes. I was like, ugh, that's bad for other pregnant people. Hate the smell of perfume, which is weird.
It
So
looks like one of her sons is 11, if I'm doing the math correctly, and one is 7.
are they both sons? She has two sons?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Finn and Roux.
Rue.
Rue?
Mm-hmm. Rue. Roux is roux. Like if you make a roux for a soup.
I gotcha.
Yeah, it's a
Mhm.
roux. Okay, well, maybe she's hitting back her New Orleans roots. I don't fucking know. Um, all right. So this guy who's selling the playgrounds comes out and gets his 4 minutes of camera time. Um,
This article says Adnan is 19. I don't think
ah!
that's right.
Well, he's currently 23, so
Yeah, that is disturbing though. She's 41. Yeah, still it's a
yeah.
lot.
So she says that she and Adnan bought a cabin, but it needs remodeling. And you see it, and it appears to be a shell of concrete. What are we?
Yeah.
A cabin?
No walls, nothing.
A cabin?
No, that's not a cabin.
Why not a home? Why we bought a home, but it needs remodeling. We bought a cabin? Confusing.
Where?
Movie confuso.
Yeah.
I don't understand. So she says, but it needs remodeling. So the kids and I are living out of hotels because the lease ended on the apartment.
Why doesn't she rent a new apartment? That
Why didn't
cabin's going to take several months to be done.
at least? And
You
so
have money, rent a little house.
I didn't understand any of this. So Adnan's visa interview is scheduled for soon. So she says it's Ramadan, he's fasting, he's hangry, and they argue every single day, and it's a lot. And they're like, yeah. And she goes, he wants to keep his apartment in Jordan, and I don't like that. And Shay goes, well, one thing that he said when we met him that really bothered me was he says he's always lived in other places, but every time he moved, he always came back to Jordan. He's 23. How much moving around has he done? It makes
Yeah.
no sense. None of it makes sense. So then there's
Have there been other women that he's moving for? Like, why was he? I don't know. What is his life like? This modeling, like, is this real? This modeling career? What is this business that he says he owns?
It doesn't make any sense. The business is
all
modeling. The business is modeling.
I don't know. He made it seem like he had a set, like another business, like a business.
The business is
Like he's a businessman.
baby. Yeah. So
It's all
there's
very vague.
It's all very vague. This cabin is vague. He's vague. The whole thing is vague.
Yeah.
So there's
her finances are vague. Her custody arrangement with the kids, it's vague. Like, which I respect. They don't want everyone to know when there are kids involved. I get it. You don't want everyone on TV to get it.
Maybe something will be answered at the reunion, but probably not. So
no. Sean's not going to ask those questions.
And we're not going to solve it today. So
I wish you the best of luck in your relationship.
There's a bigger issue that's more concerning, and it's that he made his favorite brother Thayer power of attorney, which means he can act as Adnan. He could essentially take out a loan in Adnan's name from their bank accounts. That would affect her, and she doesn't want Thayer having access to all her stuff. And Adnan is making decisions without consulting her, and she doesn't think it's nefarious, but she's not comfortable with it. So Cruz goes, yeah. And let's not forget, you have no prenup. And she goes, yeah. So my attorney is drawing up a post-nup, and I have no idea about it, but I do have to tell him before he comes here. Like, I want to do it right away. So she cries and says she doesn't want it to be like this. She shouldn't have to protect herself from her husband. And Cruz goes, that's right. You shouldn't, but you need to. And she's like, I'm nervous about how baby's going to take it, baby. So she cries some more.
Maybe you shouldn't have gotten pregnant and married this man before discussing finances.
And buying a cabin. It's all very weird. People wanted us to discuss Cruz's hair, but I have no comments, no notes.
I can't with his hair. I cannot with his hair, with his Axl Rose headband that makes me think he's going bald and it's all fake. Like his braids. I can't with his style. He's always wearing like cheetah print or something. Like
it's a Gucci jacket is what he's wearing.
It's the same one he was wearing before?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, he's only got the one. They're expensive.
No, I just don't find anything about his look attractive. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah. So, all right. So now we see her in this hotel room, apparently, and she literally gets out a plate and puts pretzels on it.
Like a handful. Like,
Just
is that a meal?
eat them out of the bag. Why are you putting them on a plate? It was
Shove
stupid.
them in your face out of the bag so you can't control your portions.
Like a
Like
regular person.
like a regular person. But I am supposed to plate my snacks according to my nutritionist
Oh,
because I
okay.
do tend to way overeat on the things when they're out of a bag, like most people. But
Yes, of course.
and then I'm not hungry for like dinner or anything because I
Yeah.
ate an entire bag of pretzels.
Yes. Right. So this is what she's doing. And so they
Yeah.
get on the phone and she calls him on FaceTime and is like, hey baby, are you eating? And she's like, I have my pretzels. And he's like, He says, I am fasting. I am hangry. I am grumpy.
Why are
So
they only talking at nighttime when he's able to eat so that he won't be so cranky? Is the time difference not able to do that?
I can't get time difference between California and Virginia. So don't ask me this question.
But like it's if he's always hangry and fighting when you're
Yeah.
talking,
Mhm.
maybe talk when he is able to eat because he's able to eat at night.
But maybe if that's 4 a.m. for her, she's pregnant and she needs to be sleeping and she's taking care of two kids.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand.
So she tells him, okay, so we need to talk about some issues. I don't like that you're keeping your apartment in Jordan. And he says, well, that's a problem. You don't like anything. And she goes, because you're moving to the United States. So, like, you don't need your apartment in Jordan unless you're just like coming here for like a little vacation. And he says, Jordan is my home too. And I need a place to keep my stuff there. So when I go back, and which to me kind of makes sense. And also, we'd have to rent a hotel room when he goes. Could he Airbnb it? I don't know.
It depends how expensive the apartment is, I think.
Yeah, right. And so he says, you want me to leave my apartment? You want me to leave my country? You want me to leave my family for you? And she goes, yeah, that's what you do when you marry someone. You marry someone and then that's what you do. You build a life. You can't keep your single life in Jordan. And he says, I build my life where I want, where I like. She's such a dick. And she goes, okay, but it makes me feel like you could leave me at any time. And it just makes me uncomfortable. And he says, if I was going to leave you, I wouldn't have married you. And she goes, okay, moving on. I don't like favorite brother Thayer being power of attorney. And then he goes, okay, I don't care. And she goes, well, let me explain why this is bothering me. If he has power attorney, he could be you. He could take our money as you, keep it in Jordan, give it to you in your apartment in Jordan, and then I'm left with the children and no money. And he just,
This is all something she should have thought of ahead of
yes,
time. She comes from money.
she should
They
have
should
got a
have had
prenup.
totally separate
Yes.
finances.
It sounds like everything's mingled now.
Yeah.
And she says, he goes, so why are you thinking like this? Why are you thinking I take money from you and leave you and the baby? And she goes, I just want you to take back the power of attorney and take that back. And in Talking Head, he tells us in Jordan, he's successful. He has a business, he has his own car, his own home, and Thayer is his manager as a model. So
I thought he had an apartment.
Thayer has power of attorney, and if something goes wrong, Thayer could go fix it in the court and at the bank. What's going to go wrong if you're just a supermodel in Jordan? What are we talking about? You're
I
not a
think
model.
he has some sort of business. I don't understand. Isn't there a way to make him power of attorney just regarding business things
I would assume so.
and not like take out money from their bank account or
Their
take out a
bank
loan and
account.
ruin their credit or like whatever
Yeah.
she's worried about?
Yeah.
For Cruz said he could literally go in and transfer all of the money from your account to his like private offshore account and then take it.
Yeah.
That is scary.
And so she goes, listen, we need to have a post-marital agreement to keep everything separate, all our finances separate. And he goes, no, I'm your husband. You have to trust me. And she goes, okay, no, but I can't because you're doing shady things.
He doesn't even trust her to go to a male chiropractor.
Great point. And she goes, so my attorney's going to draft this document and send it to you, okay? And he goes, no, I'm not going to sign it. I won't continue with a woman who does not trust her husband. And he hangs up on her.
Oh my God.
So she goes, this is what I was afraid of. She says, this was supposed to be the perfect marriage and it isn't. Why was it supposed to be the perfect marriage?
Because you discussed nothing.
He's 23 years old.
No. And because up until that, they had only talked about surface level things like analyzing handwriting. They had never talked about the things that cause stress to a marriage, money.
and never seeing each other in person.
Yeah.
After being together 3 hours, they got married.
Yeah, and
In
this
two and
stress
a
is
half, she
not
was in the
good
bathroom.
for her at being pregnant too.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
And he seems to not care about that at all. That
No,
this
no,
is
no.
stressful for a pregnant wife.
No. So, she says, I want the Adnan that I fell in love with, the one I married. I want that Adnan to come to the United States, not this one. This one I don't know. And it's
I
so
don't think
hurt.
that one existed.
I
I don't
don't
that one
re-
was love bombing you before
maybe.
you got married. And the second you got married, it started.
Yeah. Which is what Cruz and Shay predicted, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, I don't know this person. It's so hurtful that he's so easily willing to throw it all away. It's scaring me. I don't want to raise a baby by myself, and I have no idea where to go from here, baby. So that's the end of the whole entire season until next week when we get part 1 of the tell-all. So here's what we get. Clips from the tell-all. We
Oh
get
my God.
Brian explains he started to go down on Ingrid. He's giving details. I was kissing her stomach. We're like,
No,
bro.
stop, Brian.
And he says she put her finger on his nose and said, like, boop, I have a boyfriend.
I don't know if I believe any of that happened. I don't think she booped him.
She's looking at the camera like, what? She's looking at the camera like, no.
This is where he came up with the whole sex worker thing, right? Like
Right.
that she was, which we did say it's totally possible she's doing this for the camera because she wants to be an Instagram influencer or something. Because there's no reasonable reason why she would have stuck with him week after week and kept forgiving
week after
him.
week. Yeah. After that first time, I would have been like, nope. I thought
Mm-hmm.
thought this was gonna work. Oh, by the way, he's still married to somebody else.
Yeah.
So then we see Adnan just being, what? Stop, nah, being kind of aggro. But Vanya is taking him on.
Yes, we knew she would. We called that.
She was like, oh, because you're the man, she has to do it. And he's like, hey. And he like points at her, which I loved.
Go, Vanya.
So then we see Bojo. And he's like, it's really great that everything was here. And she's such a wonderful friend. And she rolls her eyes. And Joe, who's sitting back with his velvet jacket, says, I got to be honest, man, it comes off like you have a girlfriend, like you were worried what somebody would see. And Bojo goes, it's just so wonderful to meet you all. So I'll have to take my leave, kind sir. And he stands up and leaves. And they're all like, and Sean's like, hey, wait, don't leave. And he leaves. And
he pulls an Inky.
Yeah. He just is like, good evening, kind sirs and gentlemen. I'll see my way out. It just walks out. So crazy. So, and they're like, okay, bring in Yoshiko. Okay. So Adnan asks Sunny, hey, you were having sex before marriage, right? And because, I've said that too. I'm like, Sunny can't have it both ways, And so Adnan is saying you were having sex before a marriage. And then Adnan gets all aggro with Vea and her hair. And he's like, hey, you be quiet, like shut your mouth or whatever. Lauren with the big smile on his face.
And why is she on video and not there?
She lives in Florida, so that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she had COVID or something. So Lauren, we see, he says, in the 1 week we were apart, I did have sex with somebody else. So I don't know if he came home for 1 week and then flew back or what the story is, but he says, in the 1 week we were apart, I did have sex again. He goes, with the girl that gave me gonorrhea. Smiles. And they're all like, bro, what?
Does that mean that a week after he left, she forgave him and they got back together?
Maybe.
Like virtually?
Maybe. And then
Faith,
he says,
I did say I loved you on Instagram. And, you said, I love you so much. Mm-hmm. Back to me. So we're having a full-on friendship love affair.
Yes, you are. But
and I don't know. On Pink Shade, so you can ask her the real question.
Yeah, and I don't know because then we see he 2 weeks later, married and divorced some other person.
Right, so, that's true. I forgot about that.
So we'll find out maybe. Then we see Lauren is talking to Vanya like backstage. It was like, I just loved her so much.
No tears.
No tears.
And she's Vanya like, oh, gives Lauren. Him a pity hug. Yeah. Don't touch him, Vanya.
Vanya, you don't want to get gonorrhea. So, so Adnan comes up to the whole crowd and goes, I would like to say, but it was not nice to meet you. like a real asshole. Niles gets up in his face and like threatens him.
I didn't see that coming.
Nobody saw that coming.
And he's like eyes popping, like taking off his glasses.
He says, "You were disrespectful to my father." Now, we don't know if it was his father or if it was Mr. Ark, but he says, "You said that."
Oh my God, I didn't even think about it, that it could have been Mr. Ark.
He says, "You said that in front of my father." And Adnan's like, "So what?" And he goes, "You know what we do in Alabama to somebody like you?"
Niles.
Like, I'm going to whip your ass.
Oh my God, Niles.
And then he like takes his glasses off, like he's really getting ready. And then we see a production guy going, "Okay," like coming up behind him. Yeah, but he is up on him.
Yeah.
Not backing down.
No, and Adnan is much taller than him.
And I think Adnan is not tall.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He works out a lot. I think he has muscles.
Yeah, but I think Niles has anger on his side.
He does have that rage. Yeah.
Remember when he growled?
Adnan is just going for the villain. Like, he's like, I'm going to be the villain of this season now at the tell-all.
Yeah. Yes. He didn't have to try very hard, by the way.
No.
Yeah. Whoa. Well, guys, that's it. That's it for this season. And next week, Kimberly and Matt will be here to discuss Tell-All Part 1 while I am in Jamaica, but you and I will be doing the rest of it. And tell me what's going on with Dateline this week, because last week I didn't get an episode with you guys and I was upset. So I did get a Josh Mankiewicz interview.
I know. Took 1 week off, Mary P.
I know. So what's going on this week?
A week off. You should try it. Actually, you are next week. So we have a repeat episode, but it's a crazy one called The Plan that's coming out on Tuesday for Patreon and Wednesday for everyone else. And it's a wild episode.
Do you know season what, episode what, that I could write that down so I could go find it? Because I am snowed into my house, so I could go and look at that.
Yes, absolutely. One moment, I can get that information for you.
Dateline, the plan.
It is season 28, episode 3.
Find it on Peacock.
Yep.
Did you watch the Golden Globes?
No, I didn't even know they were on.
I watched it, and a lot of things, one that I'd never seen or probably never will see. But what I will say is Nikki Glaser nailed it.
I heard that.
She did incredible. She did a great job. Wasn't hacky. She wasn't easy on people, but she wasn't crazy hard on people either.
Yeah.
She did a great job. She should now host everything else from this point forward.
Good for her. That's a hard job.
Yeah. I was very happy and she made a lot of, like, she was so funny. She goes, what's so crazy is we are going to look back on this in like 5-10 years and be like, wow, you didn't even know, like, this person was here in the audience and you couldn't have even have predicted that they would do what they did. And she goes, no. And she goes, you never knew that guy would have been that guy. No, but no, it could be a woman. It could definitely be a woman. I mean, it's 100% time a man, but I mean, it could be a woman. It was great. It was great.
I love it.
Yeah, she was really, really good. I like her anyway.
I do too.
But it was really funny. Everybody, follow A Date with Dateline on Instagram and listen to their podcast wherever you get your podcast. It's our friends Katie and Kimberly, and it's called @Dateline. That's where you find them on the social media.
Yeah.
And I won't be back with you next week to talk to Kimberly, but I'll be here with you on Thursday to talk to Kiki Monique about pop culture and Bravo news. And we'll see what she has to say. We got a lot of
Are you going to come back like tan with braids in your hair?
No, I will not be culturally appropriating the Jamaican braids, nor will I come back like a Rastafarian smoking pot or anything like that. And I'm going to try not to get tan because now that I'm old, I have to protect everything at all costs because the tanning is what got me into this mess of all of the things I have to have removed constantly that are squamous cell, basal cell, all the things. Yeah, that's what got me into this mess was the tanning.
Yeah.
So
wear your sunscreen, folks.
Hopefully I'll come back just as dewy pale as I am now.
But saying things like "Amon."
No.
It's really offensive.
Please don't let me do that. Please don't let me do that.
You come back like Michael Scott.
What if I come back with one of those hats that you put on that's got the braids on it?
Yeah. Which
Yes.
is happened in a Dateline. Someone said they saw a killer walking away with a Rastafarian hat, which we're like, what is a Rastafarian hat? And then we were thinking it was the hat with like the
Yes,
fake braids on
yes,
it.
yes. Chance from Love After Lockup did that. He robbed a bank in overalls and a Rastafarian hat. He robbed a bank. He put on that with the braids and like overalls, and they were like, "Who is this man?" And a with fake dreadlock. Yes, it's a thing.
Oh my God.
I won't be getting one. I won't be trying one on. You will not get me. You will not cancel me. No,
Thank
not
you.
today. No,
Thank you. You can
no.
do this, Mary Payne.
I
I
won't
believe
do
in you.
it. I won't do
No, I
it.
believe in you that you can get through this trip without offending anyone.
Okay, well, let's hope. Here's hoping. Here's hoping my kids don't take any videos and they go viral.
You only have to worry
Um,
about what we're going to say on the podcast while you're gone.
oh, I know. I'll be listening. All right, everybody. I will see you Thursday. Bye.
Bye.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.